So, first of all, networks. What do you mean by network? Basic question I'm asking. What do you mean by network? Tell me. If I ask you network, what you will say? How will you define the network? See, network is nothing. If I'm talking about only network is nothing but an interconnection of element. Interconnection of elements is known as the network. Only just 3 words. That interconnection of elements is known as the network. We are only asking about network. I am not talking about what type of network, like electrical network, computer network, electronics network. Okay, we are talking about the network. Now, type of network depends on the elements. Type of network depends on the type of element. For example, if I am using the computer element is like I am talking about LAN, printer, CPU, monitor. Then if I interconnect all these elements, that will become the computer network. For example, I have 3 components, C1, C2, C3. Interconnection of these 3 components is known as the network. You can interconnect it in any possible way. Okay. Now this component tell you what type of network is this. If this component is of computer component. What is the meaning of computer component? Like if you're watching my video on your desktop, you can see you have a printer, mouse, CPU and all around you. Then that system is known as your computer system, or we can say computer network, right? If the component is of electrical component, what is the meaning of electrical component? For example, resistor, inductor, capacitor. If a network contains this type of component, that network is known as the electrical network. Similarly, if a network contains components of electronic domain like BJT, transistor, diode, that is known as the electronic network. Okay, but in our course, in our network theory course, whichever stream you are, electrical, EC or IN, we have only electrical network, which means we will see only electrical component. And what are the electrical components? Electrical components are resistor, inductor, capacitor, voltage source, current source, switch. These 6 components we will see only in our network theory. Okay. Apart from this, for example, if you see some network is of diode, if you see in a network there is a diode or transistor or MOSFET, it means that question is of the analog. So by seeing the question, you have to identify which subject is this. Okay, if you are talking about transistor, BJT, it is the analog part. If I am talking about electrical component only, that it is a electrical network or a network theory. Okay, so remember this point. So from this point, now we will say electrical component. Electrical component are of 2 types. First of all, active component and passive component. Electrical component are of 2 types, active component and passive component. Okay. Now again, if I divide this in some other branches, active component are 2 types again, ideal component and non-ideal component. And this non-ideal component are divided into dependent component and independent component. Passive component and divide into 2 types, linear, non-linear. So basically this is the distribution of components. This is the distribution of components in different parts. So basically we are dividing electrical component 2 parts, active and passive. Now active active will divide into two parts, ideal and non-ideal, passive, linear and non-linear, and this and that. Okay, so before the break we have already done what is the meaning of active and passive. Okay, so just giving you one example, what is the meaning of active and passive. Let us suppose I have one rich person. We have one rich person. What do you mean by rich person? Rich means we have a Ambani and all. You can take any example. And we have two ordinary people. We have one rich guy and two ordinary people. Okay. Now see, let us suppose this rich guy, for example Ambani, is giving 100 rupees daily to these two people. Ordinary person. What is happening? That a rich guy giving 100 rupees daily to these two people, OP1 and OP2. Okay. Now tell me that this 100 rupees will affect the economy of rich person. If this rich person is giving daily 100 rupees to two ordinary people, then this will affect his economy. Yes or no? Or I am taking a rich guy like Ambani and all. No, correct. It will not affect his economy. Now let us take another scenario. If this ordinary people start to give 50 rupees daily to the second person. If the first person start to give 50 rupees daily to the second person, now tell me, economy of this will affect or not? For the person 1, economy will affect or not? Yes, correct answer. The economy of this person will affect, means what is happening? Rich guy is our active element. Rich guy is our active element. It is transferring energy to the passive elements, and its energy is not decreasing. Whereas this person 1, person 2 is the passive element. They are the passive element. They are storing the energy. And if one person start to delivering the energy, its energy will decrease and become zero after some time. It is the difference between active and passive. That passive element also deliver the energy, but it will get zero after a small amount of time, for example millisecond, microsecond. Okay, so this is the active and passive. Now we will talk about each and every component of this graph. So this graph is important, you can note down in your copy, and we will discuss about each and every point of this graph. Give me some example of voltage source. Give me some example of active element. I can say voltage source, current source, right? So first of all, we will talk about the voltage source. What do you mean by voltage source? So if I ask you the definition of it, what is the voltage source? So tell me definition. Why I am asking a definition? Because you don't know whenever interviewer asks you this type of question. Okay, that's why. I am not saying this question he will ask, but it can ask this type of question. It's a simple question. So tell me, what do you mean by voltage source? See, voltage source is an active element that provide a constant voltage irrespective of the current passed through it. Means no matter how much current will pass through the voltage source, it will only provide that amount of voltage for which it is created. For example, if I am talking about DC voltage, plus minus 5 volt, this is a DC voltage, right? Whatever amount of current you pass through it, for example, if I am passing 10 ampere, 100 ampere or 60 ampere, any value, the voltage across it will not change. It will always constant it to a 5 volt. Similarly, if I am talking about AC voltage, 5 sine omega t. What does it mean? 5 sine omega t. So like this. This is minus 5, this is plus 5. So whatever the current you will pass through it, its voltage will not change. It will only follow this curve. So what is the voltage source? the source whose voltage will not change irrespective of the current passed through it. Okay, now we are talking about two sources which are the ideal and non-ideal. So first of all, tell me ideal का मतलब क्या होता है? Tell me, what do you mean by ideal? What is the term ideal means? If I am talking about any source, what does the mean ideal means? Which does not affect by noise. Which does not affect by noise. Okay. Any other point? Tell me. Meaning of ideal. Tell me, if you are buying battery or a cell from a market and put it in your remote control. Okay. So tell me that battery will work till 100 years, or I can say infinite. Will it work 100 years, or it will discharge before 2 or 3 years, or I can say 5 years? See, take an example of battery. What is happening in battery? It is a voltage source. So it will provide you voltage for some amount of time, let us say 2 year, 3 year, and after that amount of time it will get dead, it will get discharged. Okay. So this is the property of non-ideal. What is the meaning of ideal? The basic properties that every ideal circuit must follow. Ideal means, first point, zero power loss. First point, zero power loss. Power loss must be zero. There will be no power loss in that. Second, constant voltage. Constant voltage at terminal. Constant voltage at terminal throughout the time. Constant voltage at terminal throughout the time. So these two points are very much important if I am saying ideal voltage source. It means it have a zero power loss and a constant voltage at terminal throughout the time. Now we will see this on a curve. See here, I have a voltage source of V. Okay, and this is a load. Here it's some load. Okay. Across this load, I have a terminal voltage Vt, and this is a load current IL. This is the source current IS. Okay. What do you mean by terminal voltage? See, this is a source voltage Vs. Terminal voltage is the voltage across the load, or the terminal across which the load will connect. Okay. So see here, what will be the value of terminal voltage here? The value of terminal voltage will be Vt is equal to Vs. Yes or no? The terminal voltage will be equal to the source voltage. Okay. What will be the value of IL? What will be the value of IL? The value of IL is equal to IS. And let us suppose I am taking this as a resistor R. Sorry. Let us suppose I am taking this as a resistor R. Then IL or IS will be equal to what? Terminal voltage divided by R. Okay. Terminal voltage is equal to what? Source voltage divided by R. Means the amount of source current, or I say load current, depend on the value of the load. If R is 2 ohm, 4 ohm, or any value, the value of load and source current is changing, but terminal voltage is equal to what? Source voltage. It is not changing, right? If I draw the curve of this, so see, I am drawing VI characteristic. VI characteristic means the graph between terminal voltage and a load current. Then Vt and IL. Okay, I am drawing this VI characteristic. So Vt is equal to Vs always. Means here some point, I can say this point is Vs. Vt is always equal to Vs, but IL is changing according to the resistor R. So means the value of IL can be changed, but terminal voltage will always equal to Vs, right? So this is the IV characteristic of ideal voltage source. What is this? IV characteristic of ideal voltage source, in which terminal voltage is always equal to the source voltage and the load current depends on the magnitude of resistor. And this question has been asked in the BARC in year 2016. This question has been asked in BARC 2016, that they have given the 4 options and they have been asked what will be the curve for the ideal voltage source. So remember 2 points. Ideal means zero power loss and constant voltage at terminal throughout the time. So you can see terminal voltage value is always Vs throughout the time. It is known as the ideal voltage source. Got it? Any doubt? Anyone? Okay. Now from the ideal, I am going to the non-ideal voltage source. Okay, what is the meaning of non-ideal? Okay. So see, ideal is what? Non-ideal will be opposite to this. Okay. What was the ideal? In the ideal, where we have a zero power loss. Okay. Okay. We have a zero power loss. Now, if I kept it, power loss is not equal to 0. For the non-ideal means power loss is not equal to 0. Next, constant voltage, or we can say terminal voltage, is not constant. Terminal voltage is not constant means in an ideal case what will happening? Terminal voltage will equal to source voltage. Now terminal voltage value is not constant, it is changing. And with what respect it is changing? It will change with respect to the current passed through it. So the non-ideal voltage source is representing in this form. This is the representation of the non-ideal voltage source, this part. This represents the non-ideal voltage source. So what is the non-ideal voltage source? It is the series combination of voltage with the resistance. Okay. Now first of all, Shri Krishna asked why it is zero power loss. Okay. So if I am saying this here, power loss is come across the resistor. You can see this whole is the voltage source, right? So in a voltage source, what is the power loss here? Power loss here will be the current passed through it multiply the resistance, Is square Rs. But in an ideal voltage source, there Rs was 0, right? So in ideal voltage source, Rs was 0, power loss will be 0. But here you can say because some series resistance is present in your source, we have a power loss equal to I square multiplied by Rs. Okay. Now see what will be the terminal voltage. Terminal voltage. So see here, we have source voltage Vs. The current is passing through it, right? If the current is passing through resistor, there must be some voltage drop across it, right? And according to Ohm's law, we know the drop will be the drop will be Is multiplied by Rs. Okay, means we have a source voltage, one resistance is coming in this way and there must be some drop. You can imagine it like in this way, you are going from home to school. Now because of some construction happening in your way, you have to change your path. So if you change your path, you are putting extra energy to reach the school. Means your initial energy, means the energy which was earlier when you are taking an original path, it was less as compared to extra path. So you can say when there was no resistance, terminal voltage is equal to source voltage. Now you can see because of the resistor, some voltage drop will happen across this, right? So I can say terminal voltage is equal to source voltage minus ISRS. Okay, and also IS is equal to IL, so I can also write VT is equal to VS minus ILRS, right? Again I have to draw the IV characteristic. IV characteristic is between VT and IL. Okay, so I am just rearranging this equation. So if I rearrange this equation, okay, I have rearranged this equation. The equation become like this one. Okay, check the equation. Yeah, equation is correct. So the equation become like this. Now we will draw the graph. You can see this is the equation of line also. Compare this equation with y equal to mx plus c. Compare this equation with y equal to mx plus c. You can see this. M is equal to what? M is equal to minus 1 by Rs. Minus 1 by Rs. C is equal to what? C is equal to Vs by Rs. So you know what is the curve for this equation of line? The curve will be in this form. Right? The curve will be in this form, and the slope of this is minus 1 by Rs. Okay? Now the important point, I am erasing this portion and this portion. Okay? Just for now, I am erasing this portion. The curve is from this to this. We have 2 point A and B. Tell me what will be the coordinate of B. Tell me the coordinates of B. Tell me the coordinates of B. Point B. How we will find the coordinate of B? See here. For the B coordinate, current is equal to 0. So if I put IL is equal to 0, if I put IL is equal to 0, VT become equal to what? Vs. So it become Vs comma 0. Okay. Now for point A, find the coordinates. For point A, terminal voltage is 0. Terminal voltage is 0, it means point A will be 0 Vs upon Rs. Yes or no? Now the most important thing in this curve is the meaning of this point A and B. What does this point represent? See what this point represents. First of all, I am talking about point B. Point V is representing what? Point V is representing the terminal voltage when current is equal to 0. Point B representing the terminal voltage when current is equal to 0, and current is 0, which means current can be 0 if there will be an open path, right? Means if I remove this load, path become open, then the terminal voltage will be equal to what? Source voltage. And this is the concept of the Thevenin's theorem. What I said, this is the concept of the Thevenin's theorem. For finding out the terminal voltage, I remove the load. Okay, and that will be equal to a source voltage. Okay, so I can also say this is nothing but VTH comma 0, Thevenin's voltage. Okay, because what is the definition of Thevenin's voltage? The voltage across the terminal when load resistance is 0. When we remove the load resistance. Similarly here, this point B means IL is equal to 0. IL 0 means we have removed this load. That's why it is open, current become 0. Now see what this point A tells you. Point A tells you that the current VSRS when terminal voltage is 0. When the terminal voltage can be 0? Terminal voltage is equal to IL multiplied by R. For becoming it 0, R must be 0. Means if I put R equal to 0, this becomes 0 and we will get Vs by Rs. And this is nothing but again Norton's current. Is nothing but a Norton's current. So we will see this again in our second chapter, network theorem. I am just giving you some brief about Thevenin's and networks. Okay, any doubt here? Because this is the important point. Any doubt? If you have any doubt about this, ask now. Okay, I am repeating this. First of all, non-ideal. Non-ideal means power loss is equal to 0. Non-ideal means power loss is not equal to 0 and terminal voltage is not constant. So what is the ideal voltage source? Ideal voltage source means voltage source in series with the resistor. This is the representation of the ideal voltage source, non-ideal voltage source, or I can say practical voltage source. You can also write practical voltage source. Okay, so for a practical voltage source, we have a voltage source in series with a resistor. Okay, it means terminal voltage, we will get some voltage less than the source voltage. First point, this Vs minus Is Rs. Now we have to draw the curve. So we have drawn the curve like this way, and we are finding out 2 points B and A. For point B, I put IL0 in this equation. If I put IL0, Vt become Vs, this point. Similarly for A point, I put Vt equal to 0. If I put Vt equal to 0, IL become Vs divided by Rs. Okay, this much I hope you have understand. Now see, what does point B represent? What is the meaning of the point B? So you can see at B, what is happening? IL is 0 and IL is 0, which means there is no path to flow, because if there is no path to flow, no current will flow, current will 0. It means if I remove this load, it will become like this. And in this condition, this become plus minus, this is a terminal voltage. So means in this condition, this terminal voltage is equal to what? Source voltage. Because current is not flowing. You can see current is not flowing. If current is not flowing, there will be no potential drop across Rs. So I can easily say that Vs is equal to Vt or Vt is equal to Vs. So this, the point B represent this, and for this notation, this is known as the Thevenin's voltage. When we will learn about network theorems, we will see there the steps to find the Thevenin's voltage. So what is the definition of Thevenin's voltage? The definition is this, that the voltage across the terminal when we remove the load. Simple definition. Thevenin's voltage is voltage across the terminal when we remove the load. So when we remove the load, then the voltage is Vs. So here this is the Thevenin's voltage. Okay. Now for point A. At point A, terminal voltage is equal to 0 volt. Point A, terminal voltage 0 volt. Terminal voltage 0 volt, it means IL multiplied by Rs equal to 0. Okay, here this is IL. So this can only become 0 if, so here I can say, because IL is what? IL is not 0, it is Vs upon Rs. So I can say Rs is equal to 0. If Rs is equal to 0, then only terminal voltage is equal to 0, right? Rs equal to 0 means short circuit. Rs equal to 0 means short circuit. It means if I short circuit this terminal like this, if I short circuit this terminal, then terminal voltage become 0 and the current which is flowing is Vs upon Rs, and this current is known as a Norton's current. Means the definition of Norton's current is what? Norton's current is the current passed through the short circuit wire. The current which passed through the short circuit wire is known as the Norton's current. So here this is the Norton's current and it is equal to Vs by Rs. That's why we have put here 0, IL. Okay, we will learn more about Thevenin's and Norton's when we do the second chapter. Okay, so right now what is the important? the curve of IV characteristic of the voltage source. Okay, this is the IV characteristic of voltage source. Now we will see the current source.